Welcome to Deadly Dames. So a few weeks ago we asked you on YouTube, Twitter and Instagram to help us choose which of our to be watched Pearl movies you'd like us to do reviews on. So by far the most popular one was most definitely Class of 1984, and we've already reviewed and put that video up. The second most popular one was Dead and Buried, which I actually watched yesterday. And I can't believe this is a movie that I hadn't seen, excuse me, because when I put it on there was so many scenes from it that were familiar to me, but then I realised it's because I've actually seen so many documentaries about the video nasties, and this was a banned video nasty. Not really sure why, but it was. And obviously I'd seen clips of it from those documentaries, but it is actually quite a surprising little film. So to start with, it opens in a scene with a photographer on a beach. And I will say in this there might be some spoilers, but I'm going to try and keep them to the minimum. And the actual opening scene is quite similar to like the opening scene of Grease, because it's got like the guy and the lassie flirting on the beach and it's all romantic, and then it takes a drastic turn and goes completely south. So basically the premise of this movie sort of starts up as there's something not right with this town, and any strangers that come to this town, bad things happen to them. But then sort of halfway through the movie you realise that these strangers are sort of coming back to life and they're not really dead. It's got quite a similar storyline to like Invasion from the Body Snatchers, excuse me. Sorry, I'm still fighting this cold. I'm determined not to let it knock me out for another day. That the people are changing and you're not entirely sure what's going on with these people that are changing. It's quite similar as well in the way to Waxworks as well, because House of Wax, sorry, not Waxworks, because the morgue attendant, he is basically turning people into living dummies as such, but they are alive, they're not obviously dead, but he's using real people for this. I did actually really enjoy the movie. It's got an eerie feel to it. It's definitely dated, but it was a movie that kind of keeps you guessing all the way to the end. But you're sort of following the town sheriff as he gets deeper and deeper into what's happening, and he starts to be suspicious against his wife, and I'm wondering what else is happening, who can he trust, what's going on. And then obviously it's got a twist at the end, which I'm not going to give away. I definitely enjoyed Dead and Buried, and it's definitely a film that I would watch again. It's a movie that I think you probably have to have a good bit of a gap between watching, because if I put this on in a month's time, it's not going to have the same effect as if I watched it in maybe 2 years' time, where I've kind of forgot the twist at the end. But it is a film that I'm really glad I eventually got around to watching. There's some really good gory effects in it, in some of the ways that the strangers to, what's the town called again? It's Potter's Bluff, that's it. So like the strangers to Potter's Bluff, some of their deaths are very horrific, and the only way that I think this movie actually could be a video nasty is because there's one particular like burnt eyeball scene that's pretty gross, but other than that, excuse me again, I can't imagine why this movie was a video nasty. But let's face it, back then they went crazy and they started making all sorts of movies, video nasties, but not an awful lot happens in some of the films. This movie, other than, as I said, the one eyeball scene, I can't really imagine what possessed him to think it's a video nasty. It's got an extremely young Robert Englund in it. He's so young in it, like V days is what I would probably say. He looks like Robert Englund from V. Or like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, but only you can actually see who he is. And I just really, I felt like this movie was very much a mad scientist, similar to like Vincent Price's character in House of Wax, meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because I think people start changing, is all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spoil too much. But I love Invasion of the Body Snatchers and I love House of Wax, so put those two together and this movie's pretty much on the ball for me when it comes to a film I'm going to enjoy. I would like to see a better release of it, because this one here's actually an international release, and you can see it's from Dragon. I don't even know what that company is. It's called a special edition, don't really know why. The The picture quality is not particularly great, but in the UK, for whatever reason, this movie doesn't have a good release. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release or a decent DVD release, so this is really the only way that we can get it. So until somebody does a decent release of it, unfortunately this is the one I'm going to have to hang on to. I would 100% recommend to any fans of sort of thrillers more than a horror, but there are, as I said, some good graphic horror, some good graphic-y, slashery moments in this movie as well. Couldn't quite get that out there, but there are some good kills in this movie as well, so even if you're more of a horror slasher fan, it's got enough in there to keep you glued. But it's more of a thriller, kind of sci-fi in the sense as well, because people are changing, and that's all I'm going to say on that subject. But it is a movie that if you like movies like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, House of Wax, or a sort of mystery of what's happened to this town type movies, then this is definitely the type of film for you. But I really, really enjoyed Dead and Buried, and I'm glad that it was picked as one of the to be watched ones from that video. So thank you very much for picking it for me and finally prompting me to watch it. And hopefully I've not spoiled too much with this review, because I've been trying my best not to give away too much when I do the reviews. And hopefully I've talked about it enough to make you want to go and watch it yourself. But as always, thank you for watching. Sorry I've kind of coughed and lost my voice through this one, but I'm trying not to let this cold beat me. And thank you as always for watching. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe is what I'm trying to say. And please take care.